This is the Mega CD, and this is the 32X. What do these titles have in common? Well, apart from being shit autos, they only have one Sonic game each, and combined, they are one Sonic game behind the Saturn and the Dreamcast, I think. Holy shit, these two also have something in common! Sonic the fucking Hedgehog. Wait a minute, that's the American cover. Get that filth out of here. So, after Sonic 1 was made, Yuji Naka wasn't happy about Sega due to corporate reasons and such, so he joined SDI in the US to make Sonic 2 along with most of the crew from the Sonic 1 development team. Meanwhile, Sonic Team at first wanted to make a version of Sonic 2 for this newfangled CD add-on for the Mega Drive. Look at all these features. Big space increase, better sound capabilities, CD audio, Mode 7-like layers, shot quality FMVs. But since the Sonic 2 sales were abysmal in Japan, they decided to make an original Sonic game, and since Yuji and most of the crew wasn't there, this was proven to be a challenge. Nevertheless, Sonic CD was released in 1993 with the US version being last due to soundtrack complications, as I'll talk about it later. But before I start the review, I'm gonna answer some questions that I made up once again. Why? Because. Will it cover the HD release? No, but I'm just gonna mention it later. How do you feel about YouTube censoring offensive content? It doesn't concern me since I don't do Nazi shit. This again? Yes. Hey, didn't you use the title song as the intro song for your really old videos? What are you talking about? Let me preface this by saying that this is the first Sonic game to have a save feature. Thank you, Jesus-san. Oh my god, I'm a weeaboo. So the story is that Robotnik exchanged a planetoid over a lake that has the time stones just as Sonic was about to visit it when he heard that they control the passage of time. It's just a simple premise, not like Sonic 06. Gotta love the FFV here. No, seriously, these cutscenes from the courtesy of Toei Animation are the best that I ever saw on the add-on. Palm Tree Panic, look how colorful and cheerful it is, look how Sonic goes! Wait, its sprites look very similar to the first one. Damn, they had to reuse old shit off the Yuji left, didn't they? So the controls are very similar to the first one. There's still a speed cap for some reason, but now you can do a spin dash and the new super peel out, although doing those is different from Sonic 2. To do a spin dash, you hold down, then press any of the jump buttons and then release it when it's ready. Doing a super peel out is the same, but by holding up instead of down. Ugh, why couldn't they just make it like in Sonic 2? This is the worst Sonic game ever. Worse than Sonic 1. Disclaimer, I actually don't think Sonic CD is worse than Sonic 1. It's just a joke. I know this is the first time I did a joke in a Sonic game review, but I just don't care. The ring system is the same. No rings, you're dead. One ring, you survive. Get 100 rings, you get a life. Get 50 and jump on a giant ring, you enter the special stage. Exactly the same as Sonic 1. The same can be said about the special stages though. Here you have to destroy all the 6 UFOs to earn the time stone. Just don't get to the water, it's showing the countdown. Yes, instead of Chaos Emeralds, it's time stones, and speaking of time, this is a game's theme. You can travel through time by passing these posts that either say past or future, and must go at a constant speed to warp. And this isn't some novel thing, it's an important feature. Different timelines have different layouts that can either make the level easier or harder. In the past parts, if you want a good ending, you must destroy these holograms and badnik teleporters on each level. Doing so will make the last level of the zone look good. Oh, did I say zone? I meant to say rounds. Yeah, and X are now called zones. What's going on here? You can either do that, or collect all the time stones to get the good ending. Basically, the game has a slower pace than Sonic 2 or even Sonic 1. That, and the levels feel more maze-like. The game rewards you from exploration, which is something you don't normally see in a Sonic game. I'm looking at you, Sonic 2, for the Game Gear. There are 7 rounds instead of 6 this time, with 3 zones each. Thankfully, the third zones are shorter than Sonic 1. And of course, they have bosses, like the first one, the HVC-001. Aha, I see what you did there, good one Sega! Too bad your console repetition went downhill after 32X. This is still easy peasy. Wait until he goes fully to the right, hit him like 3 times, destroy that container, and that's all she wrote! Round completed! Seems fair enough so far, but even with this maze-like stupidity, it still doesn't go downhill from here. Like I said, the game has a slower pace considering the level layout, our Sonic runs, going to different timelines and all that shit. This one takes a more platforming approach, so you're gonna have a hard time traveling through time for most of the time. Collision Chaos is a similar style to Spring Yard Zone, with the springs, movable objects, bouncing balls and all that mess. Holy shit, dude! It also introduces Metal Sonic as it captures enemy rogues. Meanwhile, on the boss zone, it plays like a pinball machine, and it's really hard. Thankfully, you only have to hit him once. Titled Tempest is basically a labyrinth zone, but much better. At least I don't have to worry about the water stages. He's still slow on the water and you still have to get bubbles to survive, but I seem to get used to it. Like Sonic 2, this game only has 3 water levels, so that's good. And boy, that present song is so relaxing. In the boss section, it's a bit similar to the Metropolis boss, but instead of balloons, it's bubbles, and you only have to hit them once. Man, this game is so generous. What's Quadrant? Well, this is unique. Sure, the previous games have conveyor belt, but here you can universally switch the direction of them. The enemies are unique to the level, so you won't see any reused ones like in Sonic 1. Sure, it reuses a few of the sprites like this caterpillar thing, but other than that, they look and sometimes feel unique. Here you don't need to hit Hagman, you just have to avoid these exploding balls as Robotnik's pod gets graded from the belt. Hot damn, it disappeared! Alright, next round. I want to leave this place, please! So apparently the floor is bouncy and it bounces you way high. So it's a pain in the ass to traverse this level. There's also freezers, rotating platforms and electric shockers. The layout makes it worse. The boss is no biggie as well. I wait for the rocks to fall, get on one, jump into Bagman, do this 3 times and you're done. You know what, these bosses seem too easy for me. I have to hit them like a few times unlike in previous Sonic games where you have to hit them like 8 times one at a time. Stardust Speedway. Finally, something that is fitting for this hedgehog. While the theme is a bit like Starlight Zone, it also has a musical theme, with all these trumpets and all that. This speedy place won't stop it from being maze-like though. The graphics are pleasing to the eye, especially in the good future versions of the levels. Sonic's sprite is similar to Sonic 1, but with added sprites to differentiate. And oh man, Stardust Speedway has to be my favorite round, graphically and technically speaking. The bad feature ones are monochromatic, which is the point, yo. And then there's the iconic race between Sonic and Metal Sonic, where you have to jump over the spikes while it destroys them with ease. Avoid Robotnik's laser, that's a one-hit kill. Jeez, this is a real pain in the ass. The early part is just hard, with quarter pipe slowing you down. Timing is crucial in this zone, and I lost many lives here. Thankfully, the later part is really easy. Hooray! I saved Amy! Let's hope there won't be any shitty fanfics about their apparent relationship Sonic tries to avoid. Metallic Madness is pretty much crap rain. Hell, it even has 2 different backgrounds in 2 zones. One unique thing though is that there are sections where Sonic turns red and look how cute he is. Holy shit, this is just insane! And now for the soundtrack. This is where the fun part begins. Apparently, the game has 2 soundtracks. The Japanese version has J-pop New Jack Swing-ass tunes composed by Naofumi Kayada, and the American version has moody/rock influenced tunes composed by SDI Spencer Nielsen. The European version has the Kayada one, although the Gems Collection version has the Nielsen one. I don't know why, it just doesn't feel right. Personally, I like the former more, like most people. I find it more fitting, especially entitled Tempest. Let me make some comparisons of the 2. Japanese singers at the present now are getting raped. Rape isn't something you should joke about, kid. Fuck you! Rape is hilarious! The American version can also sound creepy, which is a low point to me. God, why does it have to sound unnecessarily scary? What these soundtracks have in common though is the past songs. While the rest are in Redbook audio, the past songs are in PCM audio, which I find it actually fitting. The past? Old Amiga ass PCM glory. The future? Glorious Redbook music. Thank God they didn't change the past music for the American releases. Another good thing is that these songs won't fade out. They just loop, unlike the CD audio. I say this because if you're trying to explore the level for teleporters and holograms in the past, you don't want any awkward fade outs into the mix. And this is the final boss? Really? Come on, I had a hard time defeating Robotic in Collision Chaos. Just wait and hit 4 times and the credits roll. These boss sections are just so easy and sometimes tedious. It makes the first boss in Sonic 2 look menacing. Well, at least I can witness glorious MVVs where you have all the time stones or made all the zones have a good future or not. Try again and free a little planet forever? No thanks, I don't have time for another round. So that was Sonic CD, and it was a blast! If you don't care much about fixing the future, you can just finish it in like 1 hour or less. This game has aged so well. The graphics are top notch, the music, especially the Japanese version, is solid, and while the gameplay suffers a bit, it's still a great game. I actually recommend getting the remake by the Taxman for PC and mobile devices. He did some great improvements like adding an option to make the spin dash feel like Sonic 2 and the ability to play as Tails after finishing the game. Ironically, it's a digital release. Later on, he made Sonic Mania along with all developers. Other ports include a PC version released in '96, and it was also part of the Gems collection in 2005, although they used the US soundtrack in the European version. Thank God I didn't do a Trump joke throughout the review, otherwise my right-wing fans will mock me for being this much of a cuck. Shit, let me fix this. Adding a topical political joke here at the end, and we're done. Nothing personnel, kid.